Hi everyone, so glad to have you here on our channel. This is the Mockitt Redesign series. I'm Arash Ahadzadeh, and in today's episode, we are going to redesign a popular app, Spotify. Have you ever had the same confusion that why the design of Spotify app looks so basic and old-fashioned? Today we will see how we can change its interface into a modern one and enhance its user experience to a great extent. So now let's start with the sign in and sign up pages. Alright, let's create a new prototype. I'm gonna go ahead and click on this create button on the left side and let's click on prototype here. For this project, I'm gonna need iPhone 12 Pro or 12 artboard, so let's click on this. There we go. Now our project is created and we need to start thinking about the design itself. So what do we need here? First of all, let me show you what we are going to do. If you check out the current Spotify's interface, you can see that we have two options. We have the sign up option and the sign in option. If I click on the sign in button, you can see that I can sign in with Facebook, with email, with Gmail, and with our Apple ID. And if I click on sign in with email, you can see that we have two simple text fields, nothing fancy here, and a login button. Right under that, we have the option to log in without password as well. However, if you want to create an account and you are on this page, unfortunately, you need to go back to the launch screen and click on the sign up button, which is not a good user experience. So we are gonna fix that. And also, if I click on the login button, you can see that I will be redirected to another page and I can choose from different options. For example, log in with Facebook, with email, with Gmail, etc. And then I will be redirected to another page. So if we could remove this extra step, let's say this extra layer in between the main pages that we need, we could enhance the user experience to a great extent. And by removing this middle page, we could achieve that goal. So we need to create two different pages here, a sign-in page and a sign-up page. Let's start with the sign-in page. First of all, I'm going to go ahead and remove this nav bar because I don't need that. Also, I'm going to remove this status bar at the top, and now I'm going to create a background here. So let's go to built-in, drag and drop a rectangle like that, and enlarge it to fit our artboard's dimension. Like that. Then let's move it right below our home indicator. I'm gonna remove this rectangle as well because I don't need it. And then let's select our rectangle. Let me rename it to BG as our background. And I'm gonna change its color to something dark because all Spotify's users love the dark mode. I'm gonna go ahead and modify the fill. So let me write the color code of 15, 15, and 15. There we go. Keep in mind that you should never ever use a pure black or a pure white as your background, okay? Because it causes digital eye strain when the user wants to read something, okay? Keep that in mind. Now let me change the color of our home indicator. I'm gonna select that and let's choose something like this, okay? It's not pure white, however, it's a light gray, like that. All right, what do we need for this page? Right at the top, we need to place the Spotify logo. Right under that, we need to write the title of this screen, okay, which is the sign-in screen. And right below that title, we're gonna need two different text fields. One for the username and email, the other one for password. Right under these two text fields, we're going to have a text layer for password recovery, okay? For example, we could write forgot password. And after that, we need to place a large sign-in button. After the sign-in button, we are going to add different alternatives for users to choose from. For example, sign in with Facebook, sign in with Gmail, or sign in with Apple ID, okay? So instead of having a middle page, we're going to give the user the possibility to choose from these options on one single page. And that's so important. And last but not least, we are going to add a link like, don't you have an account? If so, sign up now. And we will redirect the user to the sign up page. All right, are you ready? Let's begin. First of all, I'm gonna go ahead and drag and drop an image view to my artboard like that. And then let's upload an image from the library. I already uploaded all the icons and images I need for this project. So as you can see here, I have Spotify logo. I'm gonna double click on that. There we go. Now let me resize it. I'm gonna set the width to 160 and the height to 50 pixels, like that. Let me align it to the center horizontally. Its top margin is gonna be 50 pixels, like that. Now we need to add our title. I'm gonna press T on my keyboard, create a text layer, and let me write sign in. Alright, you can't see anything. Let me change the color to white, but not pure white. I'm gonna set the color code to EEE, EEE, like that. Perfect. Now let me change the font to Roboto and also the weight to bold 700. And finally, I'm gonna increase the font size to 34 points, like that. Its left margin is gonna be 32 pixels, like that. Perfect. And its top margin is gonna be 140. Fantastic. Now we need to create our text fields. For a text field, first we need a title, okay? So I'm gonna create another text layer and let me write username or email, okay? And the color is gonna be EEE, like that. The font is gonna be Roboto as well. And the font size is gonna be 14 points. So we're gonna leave it as is. Perfect. Let me move it to the left side. Its left margin is gonna be 32 pixels and its top padding is gonna be 40 pixels, like this. Nice. Now let's create the text field itself. To create a text field, we just need a simple rectangle. So let me drag and drop a rectangle like this. And I'm gonna set the width and height to 326 and 68 pixels respectively, like this. And then I'm gonna make it rounded. So if you head over to the appearance section, you can specify the corner radius amount to 25 pixels and uncheck stroke because we don't need it. And I'm gonna change the fill to dark gray. The code is 2D, 2D, and 2D, just like that. All right, its top padding is gonna be 8 pixels and its right and left margins are 32 pixels. Perfect. So what do we need for this text field? On the left, we're gonna place an icon, okay? And right next to that icon, we need a text. So let's drag and drop an image view into our canvas and set the width and height to 24 and 24 pixels, like that. Move it down. Let me go to my library in order to select my icon. Here I have the mail icon. I'm gonna double click on this. There we go. Its left padding is gonna be 24 pixels, like this. Now hold on the shift key and select this rectangle and align them vertically as well. And here we need a text. And this text should say, enter your email. However, since we are going to make this text field interactive, we can't just simply use a normal text layer. We need a text box, okay? If you go to built-in section, you have this text input, okay? You can drag and drop it here. However, it's a good option if we didn't want to add an icon to our text field. But don't worry, we can use a text area. So I'm going to drag and drop a text area element to my canvas like that. Uncheck the fill, uncheck the stroke, and set the width to 257 and the height to 33 pixels, just like that. Now move it to the right side. Perfect. Now it's time to modify the text properties. I'm going to select this text area, and on the right side, let me increase the font size to 16 points and the color to EEE, just like that. Nice. And I'm gonna modify the text to enter your email. All right, good. Our first text field is ready. Now we need to select all these elements, group them, and let's call it username. Now I'm gonna duplicate it. Let me rename it to password. Move it down. Its top margin is gonna be 24 pixels. Let me modify this text layer to password. And here I'm gonna write password. Now we need to select our icon and change it. So I'm gonna go to library and choose this like icon. There we go. Our second text field is ready as well. All right, what else do we need for our sign-in page? We need a forgot password link, okay? So I'm gonna select this password text layer, copy it and paste it, move it down. Its top margin is gonna be 24 pixels. The font size is gonna be 14 points. Everything is gonna be the same. However, I'm going to change the color to blue because we usually use blue for links and information as a semantic color. So let's change the hex color code to 15 BD and double F, just like that. And the text is going to be forgot password and a question mark. Perfect. All right, what else do we need? As I mentioned before, here we are going to place a large sign-in button. To do that, we are going to use the same rectangle that we created for our text fields. So I'm going to hold down the Command or Control key on my keyboard and click on one of these text fields, okay? It doesn't matter which one. Copy it and paste it. Move it down and let me modify its height to 80 pixels. All right, since this is our sign-in button, we are going to use an accent color for this, okay? The accent color that I'm gonna use for this button is the same green as you can see on the logo. So let me choose that and I'm gonna modify the color code to 1E, D76 and 0 to get this bright green color, okay? For this button, obviously we need a text layer. So I'm gonna hit T on my keyboard, create a text layer, and let me write sign in. Let me modify the font to Roboto. The font size is gonna be 20 points. The black color is good because we have a very good contrast ratio here. Don't use white on that because it doesn't have a good contrast ratio in terms of accessibility of your colors. So black is a good option against this green. And the weight is going to be regular. Now let me select our rectangle, hold down the Shift key and click on this rectangle, align them both horizontally and vertically. All right, we are almost done. However, I'm going to create a drop shadow as well. So let me select this rectangle and check shadows. And I'm going to choose the same green that I used for this button. There we go. Now I'm going to decrease the opacity or the alpha amount here to 20%, just like that. Now let me modify the width and blur amount. I'm going to set it to 15. And for blur, I'm going to set it to 30. I can probably decrease the opacity to 10%. Now it looks much better. All right, so far so good. Now let me select these two layers, group them, and I'm gonna name it sign in button. Here we are gonna put a divider and add a text layer. So let me select this link, duplicate it, move it down, put it here. The font size is gonna be the same. The font itself is gonna be the same. However, I'm gonna modify the color to C8, C8, and C8 to get this light gray. And here, let me write or sign in with, okay? Now let me select it and align it horizontally, just like that. Its top margin is gonna be 32 pixels. And on the sides, I'm gonna place two lines. So let me drag and drop a straight line here. I'm gonna set the width to 111, like that. And its left margin is gonna be 32 pixels. Let me duplicate it, move it to the right side. Nice. Now let me group them. I'm gonna write sign in with. And here we're gonna place three different logos: the Facebook logo, the Google logo, and the Apple logo. But for the background of our logos, I'm gonna use a circle. So let me drag and drop a circle here. I'm gonna modify the width and height to 60 and 60 pixels. Let me uncheck the stroke and I'm gonna modify the color to 2D, 2D, and 2D, just like that. Now let me drag and drop an image view and I'm gonna set the width and height to 35 by 35 pixels. Move it here and let me choose the Facebook logo from my library. So there we go, perfect. All right, now I'm gonna group them, duplicate it, move it to the right side, just like that. Select the logo and change it to the Google logo, like this. Once again, duplicate it, move it to the right side, select the logo, and change it to the Apple logo. All right, perfect. It looks great. Now let me move this last logo to the right side to maintain a 32 pixel padding between them, like this, okay? And now select all of them, group them once again, and align them horizontally. Perfect. Its top margin is gonna be 32 pixels. And last but not least, we need to have another link here. So let me duplicate this forgot password link, move it down. We don't need to change anything. just align it horizontally like that. Its top padding is gonna be 48 pixels. And let me modify the text to, don't you have an account? Sign up now. Okay, once again, align it. Pretty good. All right, guys, as you can see, our sign-in page is ready. I'm gonna preview it. Let me go to the full screen mode. There we go. And now, if I click on this text field, I can start writing. Okay, let me write arash@test.com. And for the password, I can start writing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Not the most secure password, obviously. Alright, our text fields are interactive, but we don't have actually any animation here. So can we make this interface even more interesting and engaging? Of course we can. We can easily add animation to all our elements to animate them sequentially and get a great result. Let's do that. I'm gonna go to my project. First, I'm gonna select Spotify, hold down the Shift key, select sign in, select username or email text field, password, forgot password link, the sign in button, and this divider, and this link. Okay, don't select the logos yet. Now on the right side, I'm gonna set the animation to fade in. I selected them all because I'm gonna add the same animation to all those elements. Alright, now let's preview them and see how it looks. Just like that, but we can make it even better. Let me select the Spotify logo, and you can see that the delay here is 0, and it's fine. Now let's select the sign-in title, and I'm gonna set the delay to 200. Let's select my first text field, and set the delay to 400, and you get the idea. I'm gonna increase it by 200, okay? So the next animation is gonna have a 600 millisecond delay, then we will have 800 milliseconds, then 1000, the next one 1200, and here I'm gonna select the logos and the circles, all of them, and for the animation I'm gonna choose zoom in, and once again select only the Facebook logo, hold down the Shift key and select the background circle. The delay is gonna be 1400 milliseconds. For the next one, select the Gmail logo and the circle, set the delay to 1600 milliseconds, and for the Apple logo and the circle, the delay is gonna be 1800 milliseconds. And last but not least, this link is gonna have 2000 milliseconds delay. And now let's preview our design. Can you see how beautiful it is? Alright, we are done with the project, except we aren't. We still need to create the sign up page and link these two pages together. To do that, I'm gonna go ahead and rename this home page to sign in. Click on this 3-dot icon right next to this sign in, duplicate it, and I'm gonna write sign up. Okay, for this page, I'm gonna modify the title. I'm gonna change it to sign up. Here, we don't need to modify anything. However, we don't need this link for the sign up page because if the user is not registered yet, why does he or she need a forgot password link? Instead, we are going to replace it with a text. So first, let me set its color to white and decrease the opacity to 50%, like that. And then I'm gonna modify the weight from regular to light, okay? And here, let me write choose an 8-letter password. And let me decrease the top margin from 24 pixels to 16 pixels, just like this. The next thing we need to change is the sign-in text layer. It should be sign up. Let me align it once again with the rectangle. Here also we need to change it to sign up. And last but not least, we need to modify this text because it doesn't make sense. So let me remove this don't. And here we get, you have an account, sign in now, okay? And let me align it. Now, the last thing we need to do is connect these two screens together. How can we do that? To do that, we can simply create an event. So let me go to the sign-in screen. I'm gonna select this don't you have an account link, and let me click on this Thunderbolt icon, drag it, hover over sign up, and drop it, just like that. And I'm gonna do the same thing for this link. I'm gonna drag and drop it on top of sign in, and we don't need to do anything else. Now let's preview our project once again. If I click on this link, I will be redirected to the sign up page. And if I click on this link, I will be redirected to the sign-in page. That's amazing, isn't it? Okay guys, that's all for our today's episode. We will continue to redesign the player and playlist pages of Spotify app in the next episode. Please stay tuned. Also, please feel free to leave your comments in the comment section below. Thanks for watching, and if you like this video, give us a thumbs up and hit the subscribe button for more design tutorials. I'm Arash and looking forward to seeing you in the next episode. Bye bye.